WWE Raw went down tonight, and it was a freaking awesome show. But before we talk about that, make sure you are subscribed, all notifications on, because you don't want to miss out on the juicy bits. The way the show started off was so unexpectedly cool, because at first the Bloodline came out. It's like, okay, the Bloodline's starting again. Something we've seen them do a lot, in recent times, start to show off. Nothing wrong with a little Bloodline action. But we got to see the Judgment Day suddenly come out, and they were so intense. The four of the Judgment Day, and then the Bloodline and Paul Heyman. So there's four. So 4. It visually looked freaking incredibly dope. Especially when you have Solo and Rhea Ripley staring each other down like they're about to freaking just go at it. It was so cool. At one point, Paul Heyman goes, "Hey, Solo, come over here. Swap places with Jay." They swap places. And then Finn swaps places with Rhea, so they're still just facing off. And Paul's like, "Is everything okay here?" And it was really intense. And Rhea goes, "For now." She's such a freaking badass. I absolutely love it. Jay's like, "Yo, I didn't know anything about it. You didn't tell us anything about it." And Roman's like, Paul is like, Roman didn't want his Usos to know. He wanted to be overwhelmed by the magnitude of the situation, blah, blah, blah. And you can see the cracks again. They're putting them in little sneaky bits here and there to show that the Usos are no longer in the loop, and that Roman basically doesn't really have faith in them or trust them anymore. And they're playing that story nicely. They're just weaving a little small gentle web, and you can see it all unfolding right before your eyes. Sooner or later, it's all going to just implode crazily. But I love this segment. It was so much fun, and ultimately it's like a little cool villain, I guess, kind of get together, where it's like Paul's like, we've got this opportunity for the villains to get together courtesy of Roman Reigns, and none of them are going to heaven or something like that. They're all going to hell. And I like the part where it's basically the ulterior motive here, if you will, where it's about them getting a favor because they have a Bad Bunny problem, right? The Judgment Day has a Bad Bunny problem, and then the Bloodline has the Cody Rhodes, KO, freaking Riddle, and Sami Zayn problem, all that stuff. So tit for tat, you scratch my back, I scratch your back, that kind of thing. It was really dope. It was a cool segment, like I said. And then the first match that was announced was Rey Mysterio against Solo. So we're going to talk about that in a bit.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Rey Mysterio and Solo Sikoa had a match. It was the first match of the night. And in your head, if you think you know how it went down, I promise you that's exactly how it went down. Because as you know, Solo Sikoa ain't going to be taking no L's, at least not in the immediate future. I think that he's going to continue being a beast, a monster, a freaking just unstoppable force. And he's proven this time and time again. And tonight was no different, because he was freaking absolutely manhandling Rey Mysterio for a lot of the match. But that being said, Rey Mysterio did manage to do a couple little somethings here and there of his own, because he is a legend. He is the new Hall of Famer. He is Rey Mysterio. But unfortunately for him, well, the Usos came out. I'm sure you weren't surprised about that, because that's what they do. They like to come out and run interference and help their bloodline family to get the W's whenever needed. And they basically came out, but lo and behold, LWO was there to have Rey's back. And LWO, well, they actually managed to stop the bloodline in their tracks. So things were looking good for Rey. Looked like Rey just might have his day. But that's not what Solo Sikoa was going to say, because at the end of it, it was a Samoan spike that took Rey Mysterio out for the count, and then of course the Bloodline came back in, and they all just beat down LWO got the beat down. Freaking Rey Mysterio got a 1D when all was said done, to be the exclamation mark on it all. So yeah, it went down exactly how you thought it would, because I know in your brain, because you guys are smart, that's exactly what you thought would happen. Bloodline standing victorious, Solo Sikoa with a W. Yeah, that's what went down. That's how it happened. So Bianca and Dakota Kai had a match, and I'm a little bit baffled, maybe slightly, just because last week, if you guys recall, it was Io who had an opportunity to have a match against Bianca. Now, of course, that one is for a championship belt, okay? And tonight wasn't a championship match, but it's still kind of strange, right? It just felt a bit weird. But anyways, it was Bianca and Dakota Kai, and needless to say, Dakota Kai did not come out the winner. It was actually Bianca, and she hit the KOD. She got the W. And I think this is all part of the larger picture of wanting to create drama within Damage Control, because Io and Bailey did not look impressed. They just had this strange look on their face. And I think that this is, again, part of the rumors of them breaking up soon. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, it was just interesting that Dakota Kai wrestling Bianca this week, just out of the blue. So anyways, they had a match, and yeah, that's how it went. And, you know, Bianca, W, boom. In another moment fueled by the awesomeness of Paul Heyman, the Judgment Day was backstage, and Paul Heyman comes back and he's like, hey, so you guys satisfied? And Priest says to Finn, he's like, I don't know, Finn, are we satisfied? And Finn just kind of goes, yeah, or something like that. And it was just strange. That's the only thing he said. He didn't say like anything else. It was like, yeah. It was just, you had to be there. It's one of those kind of things that's funnier when you're watching it than when me telling you it. It's just kind of like, yeah, lost in translation. I might as well be telling you a joke in freaking Japanese. If you don't speak Japanese or understand Japanese, you'd be like, what? So yeah, it was funny. Believe me, it was there. But you know, Paul was like, eek, what? And then so Rhea's there, and Rhea's looking at Heyman, and she goes, bye, Paul. She's such a bully, man. She's such a badass. I love Rhea's development. Her character, where they're going with it, is so freaking awesome. It's good to see her freaking really just owning things. You know, right now she is really just absolutely getting her moment in the limelight, and I'm absolutely enjoying it so much because Rhea's a beast. Paul walks off. He's like, dial Roman Reigns. And he's like, yeah, they said E. So Roman's probably not going to be happy with them whenever we see Roman again. Good luck with seeing Roman in the time in the near future. Maybe Backlash? Who knows? Finally, the moment we all had been waiting for, since it was heavily promoted that Brock Lesnar was going to be on the show tonight. Of course, we want to know, Cody and Brock, what's going to happen? Are they going to freaking be at Backlash? Is it going down, or is this just going to be one of those moments where it kind of fizzles out? Well, my prediction was it would definitely be going down at Backlash, and it was confirmed tonight, but in the most unsurprising way, I guess you would say, because at the end of the day, Brock was just at the top of the stage when his music hit. He did not enter the ring whatsoever. He just stayed at the top of the ramp. And Cody wanted him bad. I mean, Cody's been fueling, right? Because Brock laid him freaking out multiple times a couple weeks ago. So, hey, needless to say, yeah, Cody's fueled up. Cody is like, yo, you know, let me at him, basically. That's his attitude, you know. And Pierce comes out and decides to ruin the fun. Pierce is like, no, look, you're not cleared to be here. You shouldn't be here. You're not cleared. No, Cody, no. So then Cody's just like not having it. And then Pierce goes, all right, well, cool. Bring the security. All the security are attempting to hold Cody back. Cody's freaking beating up the security with chairs and all kinds of stuff like madness. It's just hit. And finally, Pierce is like, okay, look, you want your match at Backlash? You can have it. Just chill out. You can have it. You can have the match. It's official. Blah, blah, blah. So Cody's just like, kind of looking like, oh, cool, I got the match. And you would think it'd be like, all right, cool, well, that's what I wanted. But nope, he wasn't finished yet. He started beating down more security guards. He took out about freaking 40, 50 security guards tonight. Seriously, I'm not joking. There was that many multiple waves that was of security guards keeping him from getting to Brock. And every time he advanced a bit, then another wave of security guards would come. He'd advance a bit, another wave of security guards would come. So it was freaking so funny because freaking Brock back there looking sharp too, kind of had like a cowboy hat with the black trench, almost Undertaker like. He's back there just laughing and grinning. So he's such a troll, man. You gotta love it, man. So this was a very good build for their match coming up. This is going to be a big match and I can't wait. I know you guys are going to be excited. One of the memorable things that I really liked, my favorite line, Cody is like, look at you in your stupid cowboy hat. You're not even a real cowboy. You're a coward. That was the last kind of big pow word. And the whole time, Brock is still just like, I think by that time, Brock has already walked off and left. And Cody's still irate. So good, though. This was juicy, juicy, juicy. Loved it. Mwah. Well, Seth is back, and not a surprise to me, to all the people who are like, Seth's leaving the company, he's going away, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like people have forgotten that this is wrestling, and their whole thing is doing works, and kayfabe, and storytelling, and all these things. And as soon as someone does the smallest work, like just the smallest thing that seems out of the ordinary, people are like, they're leaving, they're going away, they're running away, they're leaving, they're going somewhere else. It's madness. So anyways, I knew Seth was going to be there, and Seth was there, and he had a match against The Miz, and The Miz was really irate. I mean, The Miz was really peed off. You could tell like The Miz was just like freaking not in a laughing mood, probably tired of being laughed at himself, because he's been getting laughed at a lot. I mean, he's been the joke of the party for a while now. So, you know, he was freaking in good form. Great match, a lot of intensity, a lot of positive energy going on in there between the two. Just great chemistry, man. And look, Miz is really good, even though he clowns around and he's got this kind of comedic role these days. Don't forget, he's an ex-champion, all right? Proper WWE champion. He's been there. So, you know, you got to know Miz can go if he wants to go. And tonight he wanted to go. Wasn't good enough for him because of Falcon Arrow and a stomp later. Seth wins. But still, good showing. Great match. I enjoyed it. And it's always fun to see Seth doing his thing, especially if the crowd always eating it up. Everyone's always into it. He's just sitting there with his arms up like this. And people are just singing his song all day, every day. It's so beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Great match. Oh, yeah. KO, Sammy, and Riddle are backstage. It's so freaking funny because Sammy's like, hey, look, Riddle's got some ideas of what we can do. And KO's instantly not having. KO's like, look, why don't you just listen and we'll make the plans and you just do what we say. And Riddle's like, yeah, but look, I was thinking, you know how Solo has the spike, the Samoan spike? I was thinking I could have the bro toe. You take your big toe, instead of using your freaking spike with your thumb, using your big toe, the bro toe. Their face was priceless, man. And it was so funny. And then suddenly he's like, look, I'm not an idiot. I was just joking. But look, seriously, what we need to do out there is get out there and basically whip their butts and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And after he finished talking and he was all hyped up, then Kale's like, yep, see, I told you should let him talk. He was good. It was a good little piece, backstage comedy gold, you know. Just fun stuff, man. Great to see. I love all the backstage stuff. Sometimes the backstage stuff is way more fun than the stuff that's actually going on in the ring, you know what I mean? So all of it is all about creating stories and moments, and WWE right now is in really good form with all of that. I'm enjoying it, and hope you are too. Speaking of which, if you're enjoying this channel, I don't know, maybe subscribe, thumbs up. Just a thought. Bobby Lashley and Theory had a match. Was a good match. Too soon for me to see Theory and Bobby again, you know, after their big program they had earlier on. So I wasn't really too excited about the match. But that being said, it still was a good match. At one stage, it looked like freaking Bobby was just going to hurt Lock for the W. And then guess who showed up? Bronson Reed. Yep, Bronson Reed broke it up. That's when I went, okay, cool. To continue the Bronson Reed story, okay, I'm good with this. So Bronson Reed breaks it up. And then later on, Bobby's about to put Bronson Reed in a hurt lock. And guess who returned the favor? Theory. Theory returned the favor. Anyways, Bobby ended up having a very bad night. Things didn't go his way. He didn't get a W. It just was him ending up getting beat down. And at the end, it was Bronson Reed doing a tsunami onto Lashley. And let's just say that Lashley was probably feeling a bit flat afterwards. Flat, because, you know, yeah. Trish Stratus was back and explaining why she attacked the man Becky, which, again, guys, chill out. Becky's working, you guys. Everyone's like, Becky's leaving. She's gone. Dude, it's called a work. I'm so confused. Why do people not seem to understand how wrestling works? But okay. Anyways, so Trish, she's explaining, basically, it's her really just saying that she's the reason that wrestling is great and that women's wrestling is where it is today. And all these things, basically just blowing a lot of smoke up her own chimney, you know what I mean? And she is just freaking basically saying that wasn't for her, that women's wrestling wouldn't be what it is. And not Lita, it says her. So she's just dissed her friend. And she also confirmed that she's the one who attacked Lita. So freaking some friend, right? And she also freaking basically is just, well, she's got a little bit of an egotistical streak. I didn't know. I thought she was a bit more humble. I mean, this is Trish we're talking about, man. But Trish said this, just one of the best lines she said. I don't want to mess it up. So, she says this. She need to be crystal clear about the person that screwed Becky out of her titles. Because she goes, I'm not your child fantasy. I'm not nostalgia act. I'm nobody's sidekick. I'm the greatest of all time. Trish says she's the most important woman in WWE history. And I'm here to make sure you don't forget it. So I like that. That was fighting words. I want to get that right because that was just... Trish, you know, one of the things I like, and I've said this a few times, but I love it when you've got your OGs come back and they still got it. You know what I mean? It's like they haven't missed a beat. Trish definitely hasn't missed a beat. I mean, that was a great promo, really solid, and definitely made you excited to look forward to seeing what's next in the story as it continues to develop. I absolutely love it. So we basically have the potential of heat between Lita coming back when she's no longer injured, and then of course the man and coming back at some stage when apparently she's like actually really injured in real life, I heard through the grapevine. So maybe that's why she decided to just have a little fun with everyone and tell them she wasn't coming to Raw and all that stuff, which again, work, guys, work, relax. But yeah, look, I think this is going to be really exciting, and I think we're going to see something major, maybe Backlash, maybe SummerSlam, maybe both. All I know is it's good to have Trish playing the heel character. I think it suits her. It's good to see her as a heel, because I don't remember her really ever playing the heel character. I don't think from, I don't know. I can't remember ever being a heel, but Trish called Becky a joke. Trish was also like, Becky never once said thank you. Didn't say thank you. Didn't say thank you, Trish. Thank you for paving the way. Thank you for all that you've done. It's just really the perfect heel character going on right here. It's absolutely incredible, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Trish is emphasizing the fact that she's nobody's sidekick. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Let's go. Anyways, this is fun. This is exciting. I can't wait. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And your main event, the Judgment Day. Riddle, KO, Sammy, they come out. They do what they do. It's an explosive match. It's all your favorites in the ring at the same time. It's like going to Sizzlers and having a buffet full of all of your favorite things right there for you to enjoy and indulge. It was fantastic. One of the things I really liked was Rhea. Rhea was in best form again. There was one point where she flattens KO. KO is just freaking lying there. Another point where she's by the stairs and she's just laughing and being an ultimate troll champion, but badass can be. Like, it's so cool. Prominently tonight, Rhea was one of the most prominently featured just stars of the entire night, really shining and really showing how badass she is. Really enjoying that. At the end of the day, though, it was Riddle winning with a floating bro kick, and he pinned Finn for the W. And then all hell broke loose because basically the Bloodline comes in. The Bloodline's like, you know, you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. So the Bloodline's in there. They're freaking laying waste to KO and Sammy and Riddle and all that. And all hell is like, seriously, it was such a cool sight to see. You got everyone in the ring because guess who else came down for a little piece of the action? LWO. So now you've got LWO down there. You've got freaking the Bloodline down there. You've got Judgment Day down there. You got KO, Sammy, and Riddle down there. Like, bro, it was such a cool spot. At the end, though, it was definitely the good guys who were standing tall. And so it should be, right? Because sometimes the good guys gotta get a W. But it was really good stuff. I really, really enjoyed it. And look, guys, if I was going to rate this Raw, gotta say, it was freaking awesome. Seriously, awesome. Really awesome. But awesome is awesome. But what would that look like in a number form? Like, what would the score be? I'd have to say 9.327 and a half. 0.48. Boom. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching the Juicy Bits. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of the family. Thank you for being part of the channel. If you aren't already, join, subscribe. It's free. Hey, yay. And give me the thumbs up. Helps with algo, allegedly. Love you guys. And as always, remember to my fullest. Keep it off tap. We're out.